Yes. So what I see a lot that causes people to think about getting diagnosed in high school and college tends to be realizing that they don't know how to study. And so sometimes that looks like not doing as well on exams or not doing as well on work, but often that looks like a lot of struggles between parents and their teenagers.
Mm,
So it might look like struggling with work in a way that's like really obvious with their grades, but it might also be just like not getting chores done constantly in a way that's different than just the developmentally normal, my kid doesn't do their stuff, right?
yeah,
There's an amount of that the teenagers
for
can just
sure.
do.
Right.
But if you're constantly telling your kid, hey, unload the dishwasher, and you know that they're hearing you and they like want, they're willing to do it, but it's just not happening. Those are the sorts of like fights between parents and
Mm,
teenagers that end up getting people at least wondering what else is happening.
yeah.
Um, and then the constant crying over homework, right? Like I sort of joke about, I spent my entire high school career sobbing about homework.
Mm.
And my mom, it's funny, my mom has a PhD in counseling psychology. She diagnosed people with ADHD, but she didn't see it in her own kid because she was like, well, you're not jumping out of your
Too
seat, you're not
close.
disruptive.
Yeah.
And she also struggled a lot with homework. And so she would watch me be upset and she's like, oh, this is kind of just
That's
what
just
homework is
how
like.
homework is.
Yeah. And homework is different now than it was 30 years ago.
Sure.
And so there were just sort of a lot of disconnects there that when I went to college and I started doing some research and trying to figure out what is this? Like what's going on? Something's not right here. It was actually right around the time she got diagnosed too. So we were both like, huh, it didn't have to be so hard. Maybe we didn't both have to cry over my homework.
Mm, yeah. So what you're talking about with not being able to do chores, crying over homework, is that what I hear executive function comes into play, or the lack thereof, or the different ability to.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So executive functioning is your executive functions are the things that are happening in your prefrontal cortex that help you, they help with emotion regulation, they help with task initiation, um, they help you sort of plan out an action and then be able to actually do that. So all of those pieces come together, and there's a lot of, like I said, emotional regulation. So all of that, like getting really frustrated or being able to maintain a level of calm in an overwhelming time,
Hmm.
manage that impulsivity. All of those are executive functions. So, like I said, a lot of that's happening in your prefrontal cortex. And often, often when we're talking about adults with executive functioning, we're talking about the planning and executing on tasks. But there are a lot of aspects of it that can all sort of come together to make a diagnostician wonder, is this ADHD? Is this something else?
Hmm.